Hey, 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 it's Pika calling in from Singapore. It is Thursday night. You know me, I gotta stop and pause and figure out what day it is. It's Thursday night already. Looking at a day off tomorrow, so I'm actually quite excited about that. Kind of excited and kind of not because in an ideal world, I would have no obligations and I could sleep all day. But it's not ideal, so I got shit to do. Yeah, so went to work today. I had two interviews to conduct, and I actually had a marketing meeting as well. We're hiring on a consultant, so someone that can teach me the way they have figured out the game. Everybody has their own ideas. Everybody has their own, niche where they're really, really good or whatever. So we're trying to grow as fast as possible by hiring as many people as possible in different areas, so we can see what works and what doesn't, and like just get it going. But the lucky thing for me is I get to have the best seat in the house, which is right next to the marketer himself, and get to learn firsthand. So yeah, I'm super excited about that. Meanwhile, the hustle doesn't stop, sweethearts. So I hate to quote Trey Songz, but if the many don't sleep, I ain't trying to close my eyes for a second. And actually, somebody brought that up today. They were like, every time I get on WhatsApp, your ass is online. Why? And the stupid thing is he's in London, which is like 7.5 hours behind me. So obviously, if he's looking at it and it's late night for him, it's middle of the night for me. So yeah, I'm on a lot. I am addicted to my phone. It is a problem, but mostly because I have WhatsApp groups from the US. I have people in China, people in Serbia, people in Hong Kong, Toronto. I think I have someone in Cape Town in South Africa. We have Italians. We have people everywhere. I got coworkers in different area codes and country codes, for that matter. Time zones suck. May I tell you just how bad time zones suck? I tried to do coordinate some coaching calls, and yeah, coordinating time zones is not fun because I'm trying to make sure that I get a decent time for you, which means it's gonna be a crazy time for me. But I'll get it done anyway. That's just who I am, right? Anyway, so yeah, let's talk about the hustle for a second. I think it's been a while since I actually really talked about what it takes to be me, what it takes to get going, what it takes to kind of put everything together, because I am a one-man band. I am doing all of this by myself. I do have a lot of people that give me input. I have a lot of people who give me feedback, but push come to shove, I'm doing the damn work. I'm doing the heavy lifting. I'm doing all the decision making. I don't have a team, but that's okay. I'm cool with that, because then I have no one to blame but myself when I fail, or if I fail. Yeah, so typical day, right? I remember when I was going through RVP training, they had us write out what the typical day would be once we are an entrepreneur. And the typical day would mean that I wake up fairly early before my daughter does. I can get some work done very quickly. Excuse me. Mostly like framing what the day would look like and organizing which things on my list that I need to tackle first. And shout out to Vanessa. Thank you so much for doing your Periscope this week on Eat That Frog. Definitely need to go back and revisit and get some notes down because I need to eat some frogs and more often because I have been slacking. The last time I put out a challenge to myself and kind of announced it to the world was August. And yes, I got part of it done. The other part I did not do. And I tried to put out, a goal for September, but kind of didn't fall through either. September sucked. September was a very emotional month for me. I'm not happy about September at all. At all. It is a write-off. Okay, maybe not a write-off because here I am sitting on episode 67, you guys. So that didn't happen by chance. That happened with a little bit of effort. So October. What do we have? Today is the 28th, 29th. I have 2 more days in September. So I need to get my shit together. Really think about what my goal is for the beginning of the 4th quarter, you guys. And then it's game over for 2017. So yeah, I need to get rolling. I got 12 weeks left, and 2 of those weeks are going to be like absolutely useless with Christmas. Unless, of course, I decide to do work anyway, which I probably will. Excuse me. Yeah, so I need to get this stuff together, and I really need to push forward more with the goals that I do have. I find myself with a lot of dead time where I'm like daydreaming and not actually putting in work, which is bad. It's really bad for me. But like I said, September was really emotional. I've had some major ups and downs, things that I couldn't quite wrap my head around. And honestly speaking, from from my perspective, I would much rather deal with physical pain than emotional pain. Emotional pain sucks. There's nowhere to put it. There's no way to see that it's healing. I can't do it. I don't like emotional pain. I'm not good at it. I would rather somebody come beat me up. Seriously. I would rather deal with that. I would rather, nurse bruised ribs and a broken hand back to life than deal with emotional pain, honestly. So anybody want to come fight me, let me know. Let's see. Yeah, so I need to push forward. I need to make sure that I am in a good spot to start making money. All this time, I have not been focused on money. I don't want it to be about money. I want it to be about service. I want it to be about content. I want you to get to know me. Everyone talks about the know, like, trust factor. Yeah, great, okay. But I'm not trying to push content that I think you will like. I'm giving you content based on what I'm going through. So whether you like it or not, it's there. And then eventually, if you get to a point in your life where you're kind of on the same path I am, you have archives of information that I've given you before because I went through it first. You know what I mean? So I'm working on that. In the meantime, I'm actually in a great position to start collecting information from people, start looking at, what my demographic would look like, what kind of things y'all need from me, how to create better content, like focus a little bit more. See, if you remember when I first started these podcasts, it was more like, hey, this is what I did with my day, and yeah, cool. So I'll talk to you tomorrow. And as it evolved, as I started talking to you a little bit more, and I'm still mad at y'all because no one seems to be interacting with me, but that's cool. Which, you know what that means, right? Hint, hint, copy, share, comment, message, do something. Show me you're listening. Yeah. So basically, it went from what I did with my day to the major lesson I took away from the day. Right now, every time I label the episode, it's basically the underlying theme for the day. And right now, I have been really thinking about my hustle. Like, my hustle needs more hustle, y'all. My focus needs more focus. My patience needs more patience. My patience sucks. Patience is a virtue, no doubt. Oh, but it's painful. And especially when the clock be laughing at you and you're like, damn, I just looked at the clock and I swear it was 20 minutes ago, but apparently the clock says it's only 5 minutes that went by. So yeah, it's not fun. It's ugly. I get frustrated a lot. I want to smash my phone a lot. But so far so good. I'm actually behaving myself. So I would be proud. I'm hoping y'all are proud of me too. I feel like there are a lot of people in my life that I would really like to tell off, but I don't think it would really help. There are a lot of people in my life that keep jerking me around, and they only come to me when they need something, or they come to me when they're feeling low and they know that they can stomp on me and maybe feel better as a result. So I'm trying really hard. There is a term in Tamil called Vittupudi, which means like kind of keep at arm's length. So I'm trying that tactic. I'm not very good at it because I play everything close to the vest. I am a lover, but I'm also a fighter, but predominantly a lover. So I would rather kill you with kindness or silence than engage you and then look like a freaking idiot. Because I've had that happen too. Yeah. So a lot of stuff about energy lately. A lot of people that come to me are drawn to me for help or are drawn because they have nowhere else to go and complain. I don't know. But I'm actually grateful because I do have a list of people right now that I'm counseling, and it makes me feel better. It kind of puts my problems in perspective to find out that other people are suffering, but suffering in a different way, and I am able in some small means to actually allay their fears and concerns and help them move through it. Yeah, so in many ways, my business is moving forward. I'm at that point again where I get to renew my business license. This is the second time I'm going to be renewing my business license, which means this will be for the third year then. And this time, I actually can say, hey, I invested in my business. I actually put in the work. I'm actually moving forward, and I'm not where I will. Today, I am not where I was last year, by any means. So, hop, skip, and jump forward, and I'm doing pretty well. I am not going to reveal to you today what my goals for October will be. I need to kind of really talk about them a little bit more and really pay attention, because I have some big things coming down the pike. So, yeah, tomorrow will be it'll be more about health actually, because I have not been cooking the way I need to. I have not been making sure that we eat the way we should. I've been happily spending money, and that's not good either because my finances, I have not been watching them. So that's another thing that I need to worry about. In October, I need to go back over my finances and really see if I can't figure out exactly how much I've invested in my business and how I can maybe recoup that money, because I haven't been looking at ROI at all. It's all been like self-study. How can I learn everything that I possibly can? And I kind of became an information monger. Yeah, you want to talk about hoarding? I have piles of paper, which is printed materials, which are either, from webinars or workbooks or worksheets or I don't know what, from every freebie that I could find, because I was so interested. I just wanted to start working on it already. I think October is going to be a lot more introspective for me because I need to really dig down deep and understand that, wherever I end up coaching, however I end up serving the community at large, I need to find a way as an empath to absorb energy and convert it so that I can give it back out into the world. Because right now I'm absorbing the energy and it's just filling me up. So when I come as a vessel to help people, I feel like I am light. I feel like I am love. I feel like I'm able to serve. But once those people have drained themselves of their bad energy and drunk up whatever good energy I have, I feel bad afterwards. So that's something I need to work on. It's part of the reason I didn't become a clinical psychologist right out of college, because I knew the way that I feel emotions, the way that I connect with people, the way that I'm able to identify with what your problems are and then go ahead and help you, as in help you do the work. I will give you questions to better hone your skills, better help you to critically think about what it is that's going on. Excuse me. But you have to do the work. You have to actually have the conversations that you need to have. You have to confront the people that you need to confront. You need to be patient when you need to be patient. And so do I. But yeah, it's not easy. I need to know how to ask and what to ask in such a way that you will actually want to go do the work. So I have work to do. You have work to do. And together we need to get this stuff sorted out. So I think for the most part that I'm in a good place emotionally right now. If you'd asked me 3 or 4 hours earlier, I was about to have a nervous breakdown. And my poor little brother called and was like, "Hey, how are you?" And I lit into him. I was just so not having it today. Yeah, I don't play around too much when it comes to emotions and stuff. It's pretty deep for me. So the hustle. It's not pretty. There is no pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. You'll be lucky if you have the next opportunity lined up at the end of the rainbow, which is actually really good. That's what you want anyway. From my perspective, it always seems like when you decide what you want and you go for it is when all the other stupid shit will pop up and you'll be tested. Okay, you sure this is what you really want? Are you sure? Because there's this part and it's easy, and there's that one and that's easy, and this one is pretty much laid out where you just have to go stand there. So it's very funny the way the law of attraction works. It's very funny the way the universe works. For instance, okay, let's say I found my twin flame. Okay, let's say I found my twin flame and I am super excited that he is the one. And for some reason, once I decide, yeah, okay, I recognize that and I accept it, suddenly you get blasted from the past they're going out of style, it's the end of the world and they just want to come connect with you one last time. It's so strange. But I swear it happens every time. Usually you find someone when you're not looking. When you find someone and accept that, okay, this is the one I'm choosing, I'm going to be faithful to this one person, suddenly everybody come out the woodwork yo, how you been? Hey, stranger. Oh, whatever. So for now, I am choosing to be faithful to my idea of the perfect man. So I don't want no nonsense. I don't want no sidetracking. I don't want, no weird slide into my DMs and talk to me like you know me or whatever. I don't want none of that. So I'm done. But I will stay faithful to the game. I'll be faithful to my hustle, my baby, and the idea of the perfect man. I think that's good enough, I think. I don't need no more than that. Because if there was a man here right now, guaranteed I wouldn't get any work done. So I think that's one of the lessons that I've needed to learn. A lot of times when I am in a relationship, I give my all to the relationship, which is great and everything. It's great for the guy. And it's great for me if he knows how to reciprocate. But if he doesn't, well, shit, whatever. But I tend to put all my dreams on the back burner for that. And I think that's something that I need to learn. I think it's something that keeps popping up and keeps slapping me hey, aren't you supposed to be doing something? And I'm over here lost in some stupid daydream. So, I've told you this before. old lessons keep popping up until you learn how to manage them, until you learn how to conquer that lesson. So for me right now, it looks like, how do I manage my energy in such a way that I don't get drained and depleted so badly after every time I sit down with a client? The second thing would be, how do I make sure that I'm doing the work I need to do, whether I'm in a relationship or not? Right now, I'm not in a relationship technically. As much as I would love to be in a relationship, I don't think it's the right time. I don't think that right now for me to be in a relationship is conducive to the man that I would be with, or for me either, because it means that I would probably focus on the relationship rather than my work. And it's funny because I was talking to somebody else about this week. Relationships have been popping up all week. Relationships with a sister, relationships with a really, really good friend, relationships between a boss and employee. A lot of these relationship questions have been popping up. And what I found is when it's between opposite sexes, right? For a man will not focus on the relationship if he is unhappy at work. It's like a self-fulfillment, like a confidence thing. So he will bring that baggage to the relationship and won't actually pay attention and take care of the relationship. Women, on the other hand, cannot focus on work if the relationship is falling apart. So, what does that mean? We need to find a better way to balance ourselves. We need to find a better way to actually be partners with each other and have both parties, whether it's brother, sister, whether it's sister, whether it's boss and employee, whether it's husband and wife or whatever. We need to find a better way to really support each other, and it can't be with traditional roles. For me, I know I am quite stubborn, I am quite alpha, and I will take care of everything by myself when I'm single. When I am with somebody, I tend to morph into the girly girl. Not necessarily that I'm wearing frills or anything by any means, but I really turn into the domestic. Housewife, cook, clean, take care of everything, shuttle kids, the hostess. I do all the domestic things instead of hustling like I want to, because suddenly I feel like if I were to hustle too hard, I might upset, the delicate balance that is man. But I'm hoping in the future that, I can find someone who is not intimidated by my drive, but that also will push me not to be so much of a domestic. I think I could do all of it. Right now I am doing all of it. I don't have a maid. I'm doing all the domestic stuff as well as all the business stuff, and I'm still alpha as hell. So, it's working at the moment, but to have another person in the mix outside of me and my daughter, that would obviously change the dynamic. Sometimes you need a man to kind of relieve you from being Superwoman to just being a woman. Sometimes you just want to be woman instead of Superwoman all the time. All that adrenaline all the time can't be good. I can't see it as being good. Anyway, so yeah, the balance between work life and home life, super, super difficult. I was looking at I think it was Tory Burch, right? Tory Burch quote the other day that says, "My only aim in life basically is to be a great mother and a great businesswoman. And sometimes near the twain shall meet." It's quite hard to switch gears and be a great woman, a great businesswoman, as well as a great mom, because both of those jobs entail two very, very different criteria. Whereas some of them, time management is definitely one of those things. Asset management is one of those things. But then, the skill set is still quite different. Yes, you have a customer as your child, but the way you handle your child is probably not the way you'll handle your customer. Unless, of course, you're really spoiled. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah. I'm trying to do the best I can. I'm trying to make sure that I am in a position to offer the world the very best of me as a legacy piece that my daughter can access even after I'm gone. But in the meantime, I'm also creating myself. You only live once, right? So why not be a badass? So I'm trying to to collect as many skills as possible. I'm trying to, master the game as quickly as possible and as efficiently as possible because I don't feel like working hard the rest of my life. I'd rather work smart. Eventually, I'm going to have a team under me. Eventually, my business and my brand will take off, and I will have a distribution network. I will have people that would be happy and thrilled to distribute for me. I would be happy to have collaborating partners for my t-shirt line. I would be super thrilled to be able to conduct interviews like Marie Forleo eventually and have people come on my show. Vanessa, you're going to be the very first interview, I'm telling you now. So if you're listening, yeah, there it is. But I would love to do interviews and get other people's perspectives, have people come in and teach my audience. Have my daughter on the show a couple times so you can get to know the kind of person she is and the kind of mom I'm trying to be. Obviously, there's no handbook, there's no rule book, there's no guidebook. People have tried, but every kid is different and then every parent is different. So that dynamic between the kid and the parent, super unique. And you have no idea what kind of nurture nature things they're going through. So even though there are advising books out there, there is no one trick pony for this. You got to figure it out. You got to trial and error that shit and really like kind of work it for yourself. So yeah, the hustle is ugly. And I'm kind of glad. But I'm enjoying the journey. I'm really enjoying the climb at the moment. It's funny the route you take. It's funny the route you foresee for yourself. You kind of plan out, I'm going to get from here to there and this is the way I'm going to take. But roadblocks and traffic and who knows what else, like an MRT that isn't trying to move at the moment. All kinds of things happen and you kind of adjust and readjust and redirect and finally get to where you're going and then you find out, you know what, I got here, but there's another opportunity waiting around the corner. I need to go ahead and jump on that too. So I'm proud, you guys. So I got 2 days to clean up my act and really clean up the house and set up some processes here and actually really act like a business. So then I have my sales and marketing job, which is the just over broke means to an end. And then I will have my own marketing brand, to which, I'm adding stuff this month. Okay. So you stay tuned. You let me know what you think. And, we'll go from there. So beginning of the fourth quarter, that starts on Sunday. We'll see how far I get. Okay. I'll holler at you tomorrow. Bye.